YouTube can throttle us.
They can suppress us.
But they can't stop a text message.
JD Vance just got handed the keys to what could be the most explosive investigation in American history. Trump's new war on fraud task force isn't going after small-time crooks. They're targeting corruption, a corruption network so massive it could literally balance our entire federal budget overnight. We're talking about trillions stolen from hardworking Americans. And the perpetrators thought they'd never, ever get caught. Now, here's what this means for you personally. Every dollar stolen through fraud is a dollar that could have gone to infrastructure, border security, or back into your pocket through tax cuts. Now, socially, we're watching the systematic pillaging of American taxpayers while politicians looked the other way, or worse, enabled it. This isn't just about money. It's about justice for every American who plays by the rules while others game the system. Now, politically, this could reshape everything. If Vance uncovers what Trump suggests, fraud so massive it dwarfs our national deficit, heads will roll across both parties. We're not talking about simple accounting errors. We're talking about organized, systematic theft from the American people on a scale that would make Bernie Madoff blush. And speaking of fighting for what is right, I do need to tell you about a personal battle that my own family faced. You see, for years, my wife battled chronic pain and anxiety from her diagnosis, endless doctor's visits, treatments that didn't help. Watching her struggle daily, it broke my heart. Just like Americans are tired of watching corrupt officials steal from hardworking families while offering no real solutions, then Jonathan Otto introduced red light therapy to our family. Her pain vanished, anxiety lifted. She transformed before my eyes. This revolutionary technology uses specific wavelengths to heal your body at the cellular level, naturally reducing inflammation and pain. No side effects, no dependency, just pure healing light. While politicians offer empty promises, red light therapy delivers real results. My wife got her life back, and you can too. Don't let pain control your story when the solution is right here. And just like we're taking control back from corrupt fraudsters, you can take control of your health. So check the link in the description, myredlight.com, and make sure you use the promo codes that are listed there for your exclusive benefits, just for Next News viewers. Now here's the kicker. Trump says that they started investigating this 4 months ago, which means they already have evidence. You see, Vance is not starting from scratch. He's weaponizing an existing investigation. And get this, multiple states are reportedly involved. California, Massachusetts, Illinois, and Maine, potentially being even worse than Minnesota. We could be looking at the largest federal investigation since Watergate, except this time the good guys are in charge. Senator Eric Schmidt just said criminal prosecutions are coming against more fraudsters, and that it could be more than $1 trillion stolen a year. Minnesota is the tip of the iceberg.
Just left a confirmation hearing for the lawyer that's going to be in charge of prosecuting all this fraud that we've seen. And certainly Minnesota, I think that's the tip of the iceberg. Could be $1 trillion a year of fraud that's happening in this country. I just think of the guy that's working his tail off, swinging the hammer, driving the truck. He deserves better than that. So I think President Trump outlined a focus on that. Vice President Vance is going to be in charge of it along with the federal prosecutors. We need to prosecute and then also have some tools on the front end to make sure this stuff doesn't happen again.
And that's only the beginning, my friends. Only the beginning. The $1 trillion fraud bombshell sets the stage for Trump's response, and the administration just announced who's going to lead the charge.
But when it comes to the corruption that is plundering, it's plundering America. There's been no more stunning example than Minnesota, where members of the Somali community have pillaged an estimated $19 billion from the American taxpayer. Oh, we have all the information. And in actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are even worse. This is the kind of corruption that shreds the fabric of a nation, and we are working on it like you wouldn't believe. So tonight, although started 4 months ago, I am officially announcing the war on fraud to be led by our great Vice President JD Vance. We'll get it done. If we're able to find enough of that fraud, we will actually have a balanced budget overnight. It'll go very quickly. That's the kind of money you're talking about. We'll balance our budget. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where corruption and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. Importing these cultures through unrestricted immigration and open borders brings us problems right here to the USA, and it is the American people who pay the price in higher medical bills, car insurance rates, rent, taxes, and perhaps most importantly, crime. We will take care of this problem. We're going to take care of this problem. We are not playing games.
Hell yeah. The Somali pirates put on notice. Mr. Sausage says, I don't understand. Wasn't that the purpose of Doge?
In actuality, the number is much higher than that. And California, Massachusetts, Maine, and many other states are...
Yeah, but to that argument, yes, perhaps that was the purpose of Doge. But Nick Shirley and his cell phone camera uncovered all this fraud and started this. So there was a lot of fraud and waste and abuse that was discovered by Doge, but they didn't get it all. Vice President Vance on his new role. Let's listen.
What do you think the number is?
Well, I don't know what the top line number, Bill, is, and I think that's unfortunate that nobody has ever tried to take a systematic look at how much fraud there is in the federal government. How many illegal aliens are on Medicaid? We know that it's billions and billions of dollars that should go to American citizens. It's going to illegal aliens. How many fraudulent daycare centers have been set up where that money should go to American citizens to help their kids get into childcare? Instead, it's being stolen from them by illegal aliens in our country. How much have government officials actually been complicit in this fraud because some of them have gotten wealthy, or at the least, they've gotten campaign donations from the people who have gotten rich from that fraud? The story of the American economy in so many ways during the Biden administration, Bill, is that the American citizen was ripped off for people who shouldn't be here and by politicians who should have known better. And the Trump administration, the president has asked me to take a full whole government approach to trying to understand that. And what does that mean, Bill? That means, first of all, the Department of Justice is going to be investigating and, where possible, throwing fraudsters in prison. But it's also going to mean that Scott Bessent and some of our friends at the Treasury Department, we're going to be looking at income tax records. We're going to be trying to understand how it is that the American people have been defrauded, how it is that people have used resources and programs that should go to American citizens instead have been going to fraudulent uses. There's a whole host of tools that we have that have never been used. And the president, I talked about this a couple of months ago and said, what if we just did everything that we could to stop the fraud that's being committed against the American taxpayer? The president said, great idea, let's do it. And we're going to work on that very aggressively over the next year.
Need a quick answer. Over the next year, is that the time frame? Is that 12 months?
Well, it's going to continue beyond that, but I think that we've already discovered a lot, Bill, and really I think the next year is where we're going to try to uncover as much as possible and run at this as much as we can,
okay.
But it's not going to stop after a year.
It's not going to stop. Vance is on the case. His statement gives us the why behind the appointment, but the scope of what's been tasked is even broader than just Minnesota. Trump has appointed JD Vance as head of the War on Fraud and Anti-Corruption Task Force. And the purpose is the task is identifying and combating fraud and corruption within federal programs. Focus areas report that indicate a specific focus on California and other states with potential investigations into welfare abuses. So the most explosive part, Trump claims that finding this fraud will balance our budget overnight. And think about that. Our entire national debt crisis could be solved by simply recovering stolen taxpayer money. If even half of what Trump suggests is true, we're not just talking about justice, we're talking about the financial salvation of America through prosecuting the thieves who've been bleeding us dry. This is why we voted for Trump, not for business as usual, but for somebody willing to actually fight the corruption that's eating our country alive. JD Vance leading this charge means we have a pit bull with a legal background going after the fraudsters while the establishment media ignores the story. We're going to continue watching it. We're going to continue tracking it. See, the war on fraud isn't just about recovering money. It's about restoring faith that justice still exists in America. So do you believe that Vance and Trump will actually follow through and prosecute these fraud networks to the fullest extent of the law? Let me know in the comments. And don't forget to check out the next News Merch Shop.
The system controls information. Information control is power.
They don't want you to see this.
The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.